What if I told you that everything you've been told about learning English grammar is actually making you slower, more confused, and less confident when you speak? Hey everyone, welcome to Listen and Learn English Easy. I'm Sarah, and today I'm sharing something that took me years to understand, and it's going to change how you see grammar forever. Most English learners are stuck in what I call the grammar trap. They study rules for hours, pass written tests, but when someone asks, "How was your weekend?" their mind goes blank. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt like grammar is a wall between you and fluent English, this episode is your ladder over that wall. I speak slowly and clearly so you can understand every word, absorb every pattern, and finally feel grammar becoming part of you, not just knowledge in your head. Our community now spans 120 countries, from Tokyo to Toronto, Cairo to Sao Paulo. Whether you're drinking morning coffee in Istanbul or commuting in Mumbai, you're part of something special. Let's begin this journey together. The Grammar Trap Exposed. Let me tell you about Maria. She's from Brazil. She studied English grammar for 5 years in school. She knows what present perfect continuous means. She can diagram sentences. But last month, she told me, "Sarah, I went to a restaurant in New York, and I couldn't even order food without panicking about my grammar." Maria isn't alone. I hear this story every single day. Here's the shocking truth. Traditional grammar learning is designed for tests, not for talking. It's designed for you to recognize correct answers on paper, not to create sentences in real conversations. When you learn grammar the old way, 3 things happen in your brain. First, you store rules in your thinking brain, the part that solves math problems. But speaking happens in your feeling brain, the part that sings songs and tells stories. These 2 brains don't connect easily when you're nervous. Second, you learn grammar as isolated rules. Add ed for past tense. But real English doesn't come in isolated pieces. It comes in chunks, groups of words that travel together. Native speakers don't think subject plus verb plus object. They think in phrases like, "I was gonna," or "if I were you." Third, and this is crucial, speed kills confidence. When you learn fast, you don't build the neural pathways needed for automatic speech. It's like trying to run before you can walk steadily. I want you to imagine 2 gardens. In the first garden, someone throws 100 different seeds on dry ground all at once. In the second garden, someone plants 1 seed, waters it daily, watches it grow strong, then plants the next. Which garden thrives? Your English grammar is that second garden. 1 seed at a time. Deep roots, strong growth. The science of natural grammar. Let me share something fascinating. Neuroscientists have discovered that we have special cells in our brains called mirror neurons. These cells activate when we watch or listen to others doing something. They're why babies learn language just by hearing it. They're why you can learn grammar without studying it. When you listen to English slowly, clearly, and repeatedly, your mirror neurons are quietly building grammar patterns in your brain. You're not memorizing rules, you're absorbing rhythms. Think about how you learned your first language. Did your mother teach you grammar rules? Of course not. You listened for thousands of hours. You heard patterns. Your brain automatically found the rules hiding inside the sounds. This is called implicit learning, and it's 300% more effective for speaking than explicit rule study. Here's a test. Which feels more natural? Option A. Yesterday, I walked to the store because I need milk. The store is closed, so I go home. Option B. Yesterday, I walked to the store because I needed milk. The store was closed, so I went home. You instantly felt that option B was correct. You didn't stop to think about past tense rules. You felt it. That's implicit grammar knowledge in action. My job in this podcast is to give your brain thousands of these correct patterns, spoken slowly so you can catch every detail, repeated naturally so the patterns stick. The slow method, your 30-day transformation. Now let's get practical. I'm going to walk you through the slow method, a 30-day system that transforms grammar from enemy to friend. Week 1, the listening foundation. Days 1 to 7 are pure listening. No speaking practice, no writing, just absorbing. Here's what you do. Choose one 10-minute audio. This podcast is perfect. Listen to the same audio every day for 7 days. Don't try to understand every word. Let the sounds wash over you. Notice when your ears start catching phrases you've heard before. By day 3, you'll hear patterns you missed on day 1. By day 7, you'll anticipate what comes next. This is your brain-building grammar highways. I want you to try something with me right now. I'm going to say a phrase 3 times. Just listen and feel the rhythm. I was going to call you. I was going to call you. I was going to call you. Feel how was gonna flows together? That's natural grammar. That's how natives speak. You didn't study it, you felt it. Week 2, shadowing begins. Days 8 to 14, you become my echo. This is called shadowing, speaking along with me with just a half-second delay. Don't worry about perfection. Worry about flow. When you shadow, something magical happens. Your mouth learns the muscle memory of English grammar. Your throat learns the intonation patterns. Your breath learns the rhythm. Start with just 1 minute of shadowing per day. If that's too much, do 30 seconds. The key is daily contact, not marathon sessions. Let's try it together now. I'll speak slowly, you speak with me. If I had known earlier, I would have helped you. Don't worry if you stumble. Every stumble is your brain rewiring. Every attempt builds the pathway. Week 3, personalization. Days 15 to 21, you take the patterns and make them yours. After listening and shadowing, pause the audio and change one word. Take, if I had known earlier, I would have helped you, and make it, if I had known earlier, I would have called you. Or, if I had known earlier, I would have studied harder. This is called substitution drilling. You're keeping the grammar structure solid while making the content personal. Your brain loves personal connections. They make memories sticky. Here's a secret. Native speakers use the same 50 grammar patterns for 90% of daily conversation. Master these 50 patterns and you're fluent. Chase 500 grammar rules and you're stuck. Week 4, real-world bridges. Days 22 to 30, you build bridges from practice to real life. Each day, find one opportunity to use a pattern you've practiced. Send a text message using a new structure. Write a diary entry. Speak to yourself in the shower. Record a voice memo. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is activation, proving to your nervous brain that this grammar lives in the real world now. The confidence cycle, breaking the fear loop. Let me address the elephant in the room, fear. Maybe you've tried to speak English and someone corrected you. Maybe you felt embarrassed. Maybe you decided it's safer to stay silent. I understand. But silence is the only true failure in language learning. Every mistake is actually proof of progress. Let me teach you the confidence cycle, a way to turn anxiety into momentum. Step 1. Expect mistakes. Before you speak, tell yourself, I will make 5 mistakes in this conversation, and that's exactly how it should be. When you expect mistakes, they lose their power to shock you. Step 2. The pause power. When you feel grammar panic rising, use the pause power. Simply say, let me think for a moment. This does 3 things. It buys you time to access your knowledge. It shows the listener you're thoughtful, not confused. It breaks the panic spiral. Native speakers pause all the time. You're allowed to pause too. Step 3. The good enough rule. Perfect grammar is not the goal. Communicated meaning is the goal. If you say, "Yesterday I go store," instead of "Yesterday I went to the store," everyone still understands. You communicated. You won. Step 4. Celebrate the attempt. After every conversation, ask not, "How many mistakes did I make?" but, "Did I communicate what I wanted to say?" If yes, celebrate. If partially, celebrate the partial success. If no, celebrate that you tried something difficult. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. Confidence is speaking anyway. Every time you speak despite the fear, you build the muscle of courage. Advanced patterns, the native speaker's secrets. Now I want to share 3 grammar patterns that natives use constantly, but textbooks rarely teach properly. Master these and you'll sound dramatically more natural. Pattern 1. The vague past. Instead of, "I ate breakfast at 7:30 a.m. and then I read the newspaper," natives say, "I was having breakfast and reading the paper." We use past continuous for routines and simultaneous actions. It sounds relaxed, storytelling, natural. Pattern 2. The softener. Instead of, "You are wrong," too direct, possibly rude, natives say, "I might be mistaken, but I thought it was different." We use modal verbs plus past tense to soften opinions. "I was wondering," instead of, "I want to know." "I was thinking," instead of, "I think." Pattern 3. The future story. Instead of, "If it rains tomorrow, I will stay home." Grammatically correct but stiff. Natives say, "If it rains tomorrow, I'm staying home." We often use present continuous for future plans, especially when we're emotionally committed to them. "I'm definitely going." "She's coming next week." These patterns aren't in most grammar books because they're felt, not ruled. You learn them by hearing them hundreds of times in context, exactly what this podcast provides. Your lifelong grammar practice. As we near the end, I want to give you a gift, the 5-minute daily ritual that will keep improving your grammar forever. Every morning before you check your phone or eat breakfast, do this. Minute 1 to 2. Listen to one English sentence. Really listen. Notice the rhythm. Minute 3 to 4. Say that sentence aloud 5 times. Feel it in your mouth. Minute 5. Write one new sentence using that same pattern but your own words. 5 minutes. Every day. That's 30 hours of deep grammar practice per year, more than most students get in a classroom. Remember, fluency is not a destination, it's a direction. Every day you practice, you're moving forward. Some days you'll feel progress, other days you'll feel stuck. Both are normal. Both are part of the journey. The tortoise didn't beat the hare because he was faster. He won because he kept going. Be the tortoise, slow, steady, unstoppable. If this episode helped you see grammar differently, I have 2 requests. First, leave a comment telling me which grammar pattern has been hardest for you and why. I read every comment, and your question might become our next episode topic. Second, share this episode with one friend who struggles with grammar. Learning together makes the journey lighter. Next week, we're diving into the 50 most common English conversation patterns, the exact structures you need for 90% of daily talks. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be persistent. You don't need to know every rule. You need to use the patterns you know. I'm Sarah. This is Listen and Learn English Easy. Keep listening, keep learning, keep believing in the speaker you're becoming.